How's it going, guys? Panther Films here, and today we're going to be reacting to episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This episode is titled Part 4. Our last episode we saw Vader in all of his glory, we saw him suit up, we saw his fortress, we saw him order Reva about, and he went after Obi-Wan in a menacing manner. He fucked Obi-Wan up. Like, I can't believe we even got a duel last episode, even though it wasn't like the best duel I've ever fucking seen. But, understandably so, considering Obi-Wan's a bit more weak compared to how he used to be. He's a bit disconnected to the Force, while Vader definitely wasn't trying with that fight last episode. He was one-handing the whole fight, and then he just picked him up, threw him in some fire, and then just let him escape. After Obi-Wan beat Vader on Mustafar, I think Vader obviously wants more of a fight, so that's why he let him go. And before Vader fought Obi-Wan, he killed some civilians in a fucked up manner. So yeah. And Obi-Wan had to basically deal with the fact that Anakin's still alive and he's after him. We saw like a sweet moment between Leia and Obi-Wan, where Obi-Wan like mentioned his family, like he think he had a brother and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool because we didn't really know that. We also learned that Quinlan Vos might still be out there, which is pretty cool. Potentially Cal Kestis, maybe even Kanan use that hidden like pathway to get off the planet, which would make sense considering they're like the only few Jedi that we know of, right? And Tala was somehow convinced by Leia to go help Obi-Wan, so she did, and she managed to save Obi-Wan from Vader's fucking wrath. But in doing so, that made Leia get captured by Reva. God damn it. So I assume from this episode we're probably going to go save Leia, maybe get a back-to-tank scene with Obi-Wan recovering, and yeah, that's probably about it. Maybe even the Grand Inquisitor could return. I don't know, because he's obviously not dead. Because I think there was an interview this past week where like one of the showrunners say we wouldn't break canon. So he's not dead then. So why'd you do it? You could have just kept the Grand Inquisitor as like the villain. But whatever. I do think it hurts the show though that you've got like a lot of the characters that we know are safe. Like Viva's not in the original trilogy, so we know she's going to die. Leia's not going to die. Obi-Wan's not going to die. Vader's not going to die. You know, there's no tension. I guess the only character that could potentially die is Tala, but even then, she's only just appeared in this show. You know, if she was a long-running character that appeared in, like, Clone Wars, and she died in this, it'd be like, oh no! But obviously, that's not going to happen. But yeah, that's enough of me rambling, so let's stop doolallying around with this shitty recap, and get right into the fucking episode. Also, this episode is like 38 minutes. It's the shortest episode.
What have you become?
Hi. What you made me. We're already like 2 minutes into the fucking episode. We haven't even started yet. So basically it's going to be like a 30-minute episode. So not much is going to happen then. Unless we have like an explosive episode. Back to tank, obviously. Flashback. Flashbacks. Flashbacks. Go on. Flashbacks! Perfect opportunity to do flashbacks.
Get the back to tank.
Jesus, of course the back to tank. What else? What else is used to heal people in this universe? Oh. Oh, that's a very interesting comparison. Oh, we've seen Hayden.
Don't. You're still not healed.
Where's Leia?
Is it called I can't remember what this fucking place is called. I don't even know if it is the Inquisitor Fortress.
I am a princess of Alderaan.
Ha!
He will come for me.
Obi-Wan is dead.
No, it's not. Not yet.
I need your help to get her back.
General, I'm sorry, but that's not my problem.
We need to prepare an evacuation.
Have we seen this guy before? I feel like I have.
So I know exactly what the Empire can do. If you want my help, you got it.
Alright, that was weirdly easy.
It's in the Mustafar system.
That's Vader's system.
Is Vader there?
We don't think so.
Fortress Inquisitorius.
That's it. Inquisitorius.
I don't see any shields.
That's because no one would be stupid enough to attack them.
That is interesting that Fortress Inquisitorius is on a water planet while Vader is on a lava planet.
Is your cover still intact?
We'll find out soon enough.
I mean, nobody saw her, right? So why would her cover be blown? See, I mean, this just proves how disconnected he is to the Force. Like, he can barely move a fucking thing on a table. It's not even a table, it's like a crate.
You care about Leia. Then you're gonna have to try.
I do find it interesting that it was very easy to find that Leia was at Fortress Inquisitorius versus Mandalorian, where they spent a whole episode trying to locate Moff Gideon's ship.
He burned to death on Mapusa.
No, I didn't.
I don't know anything about a path.
But
Well, let's think a little bit harder, shall we?
couldn't she just do what she did last episode, or the episode before that, where she read that guy's mind? I love how this is just a giant dick sticking up. Also, that ship's tiny as fuck.
No admittance without clearance.
I have Officer Class C.
Now,
I mean, don't make it suspicious.
Is there a problem?
I can't let you through.
What?
Perhaps I should just inform the Grand Inquisitor of your insolence.
Why call her sir and not mom? Yes, mom. Is this the base that fucking Carl was at? Oh. Has he got the thing in? Has he got the breather in? Yes. Wouldn't Vader sense him? Or someone would sense him, right?
Is this a stare contest?
No!
More afraid you are.
Lola,
I
God
learned
damn
that
it.
at a
Not
very
again. God's sake.
I had a droid when I was younger, too.
I didn't ask. Can we get more backstory on you, Reva? Or do we have to wait till past episodes to know the truth?
This isn't your station. Come with me. Can you hear me?
Oh shit. Why would she leave it there? Why would she take him out right there? Now she's going to contact him again, and now they're going to hear it. I love how they could hear that, but the other officers in the room Towers in didn't.
Over there. Let's go.
It was just the wind.
But it's been taken care of.
I mean, she's like right next to other officers. How are they not hearing her?
I give you my word.
Bullshit.
To tell my father first. I'll never tell you where they
Then
are.
it's time to make those tears real.
I mean, A New Hope she didn't say shit either. However, that's sacrificed to Alderaan. Why the fuck is this room bed? That piece did. Whoa. These all Jedi?
I've just found out what they're hiding down here. It's a tomb.
Oh. Wait, is that?
You are gonna tell me what I want to know.
Wasn't he in Clone Wars? Don't recognise that. No. Yeah, a lot of these I don't really recognise. I assume they're mostly Jedi. Wow, a youngling. Why?
Tala, I need a distraction.
Sorry, Leia, I really am. You did this to yourself.
Interesting, she doesn't want to do this.
The network runs out of the Sertar sector. I found evidence before the escape.
Unless, of course,
You're lying.
you're lying.
And once Reva knows that Obi-Wan's freed her. Oh! No dismemberment though. How the fuck didn't he lose his head there? No dismemberment. Come on, dude. It's a lightsaber. At least he's using the lightsaber again. He's also trying to beat Batman too.
Will not have my integrity questioned.
Then admit you're a spy.
Of course I am.
It was like, so wait, what the fuck? the stormtroopers are so stupid, dude. How are they missing? They have a perfect opportunity to hit him there, but the blasts went around him. Oh, he's doing spins. Oh, he's doing poses. He's coming back. Look at it. He's coming back.
Get in the window!
Can he hold that water like Anakin? Come on, Obi-Wan. Now let go. Oh, he's directing it towards them. That's not going to close fast enough. Wow. They drowned that quick. Oh yeah, like that isn't sus. Come on. You can literally see her feet. Is Vader coming? This looks like a big set piece.
This was never who I was.
Hey up. I want him to fight Reva. Fuck about Obi-Wan. Oh shit, is that? It's one of the Hoth ships. How did you miss? She was out in the open, dude.
Alright, right behind you.
Vip. I mean, that's what happens when you're at war. I mean, one casualty? Well, it's not bad. Uh-oh. Oh shit.
You were born what defeat would bring.
I mean, he would have just snapped her neck.
I put a tracker on the ship.
I have underestimated you. There can be no mistakes. You're certain that
He's fucking massive, dude. How did she get a tracker on the ship? Jesus, the years aren't going to be kind to Obi-Wan, are they? He ages so fast. Oh, Lola's the tracker. That makes sense. Well, that episode was probably like the weakest so far, I'd say. I mean, in a 6-episode season, we basically have a filler episode. Like, it was just get Leia back, when you could have just not had Leia get captured in the first place. I mean, it's not like it matters anyway. Most of the characters that aren't in the original trilogy are obviously either going to die or just vanish at some point. Like, Obi-Wan's safe, Leia's safe, Vader's safe, Fifth Brother's safe, Grand Inquisitor's safe, even though they wrote him out of the show in a weird fucking way. I feel like it would have been so much better if the Grand Inquisitor was like the main villain of the show, because then we would have got more Grand Inquisitor, and on top of that, it would have shown why the Grand Inquisitor feared Vader so much in Rebels. Remember how, like, in Rebels, he killed himself because he'd rather die than face Vader. And this show could have set that up perfectly for Rebels. But nope. Bring in a new character that clearly doesn't matter that much and then kill them off by the end of the show. Like, it's clearly what's going to happen to Reva. She's not going to stick around. She's not in Rebels. And the Grand Inquisitor is like the main villain in Rebels, so obviously she dies. The consequences of last episode where Obi-Wan was burnt didn't really mean much in the long run. It was like over and done within the first like 5 minutes of the episode. It's kind of annoying. We could have got some Clone Wars flashbacks, dude. It was a perfect opportunity for some. Why even bring in Hayden if he's not even going to have like a major fucking role? If he's in the suit all the time, what's the point? Like, we saw glimpses of him this episode, but I'd rather see like full-on scenes with him instead of just glimpses. It's just stupid advertising. Like, why market the show about Hayden being back and then he isn't really back for that long? You can't really do Hayden justice when he's just in the suit the whole time. I do find it interesting that Fortress Inquisitorius is basically just a tomb for dead Jedi / rebels, pretty much. Also, that one Jedi that they focused on first, he was in Clone Wars, right? I can't remember his fucking name, but he was in a few episodes of Clone Wars, I'm pretty sure. Terra Sunubi, I think. He appeared in a few episodes of Clone Wars, like at least 8 to 10. That was cool that they're bringing in some Clone Wars characters. Also, the leader of like the Resistance group, the guy with the beard, for a split second I thought it was Saw Gerrera. For a split second I was like, is that him? Because he said General, which makes me think Obi-Wan and him must have had a history in the Clone Wars. Maybe? Or they crossed paths at some point. Also kind of sucks that this episode was like the shortest episode. Like, I paused it right as the credits started rolling. This was basically a 30-minute episode. Like, 5-minute credits? Fuck me, Disney Plus. It's ridiculous. This episode could have literally just been removed because all Reva needed to do was find out where Leia was going in the path, right, in that tunnel, and then just follow the ship. That's all they needed to do. Right? I mean, I guess they would go in hyperspace, and at this point in time, they don't have anything like hyperspace tracking, which I call bullshit on. Like, I'm saying that like it's fact. Like, it's a fucking sci-fi TV show with laser swords. Come on. Best scene in this episode, though, is probably the Vader scene. Both of the Vader scenes, actually, when they did that cut back and forth between Obi-Wan in the back to tank and Vader in the back to tank. I thought that was an interesting parallel. But it was kind of pointless. Like, I thought we were getting flashbacks due to Clone Wars. It would have been so fucking good. Why? Why did they not do it? It was also really cool to see like Obi-Wan getting his mojo back, so to speak. Right, he's doing the fucking like, you know, twirling the lightsaber around. He's doing his poses. Like, come on, where's this one? Right, because we know in Rebels he does do that pose, and that's set 7 years after this, right? So eventually he's going to get them poses back, and he's going to be a bit more badass, because he defeated Maul, spoiler alert, in 3 moves. You need to watch that scene about. If you don't like Rebels, at least watch that episode, season 3, episode 20 or 21. I think it's 20. Twin Sons. Masterpiece. Fucking beautiful episode, man. So good. Like, there's no, like, I was expecting like a full-on duel between them both, but I'm glad it was a bit more beautifully crafted, and it was a lot more thought out, and that's why it's probably one of the best duels in Star Wars. But the fact that he beat Maul in 3 moves, and that is set 7 years after this, is clearly evidence that he beats the shit out of Vader in this show, right? He has to. But the only problem with that, like, with, you know, Obi-Wan defeating Maul in 3 moves and then owning Vader in this show, 9 years later, he's an amateur again. He can barely fight. And that's the problem with A New Hope, because of the technology they had back when they filmed it. Obviously, it's going to be a bit more limited, which is why I believe the scene 38 reimagined is the canon version of that fight. Even though it wouldn't make sense, because Vader goes all out in that fight, but then against Luke, he doesn't really go all out. I do find it interesting that they've used AI for James Earl Jones. It makes sense, though, because he did sound a little bit raspy in Rogue One. You know, he didn't sound the exact same like he did. And the same thing with Rebels, too. He didn't really sound like how he did in this show. Sounds a bit more like Vader. And that's mainly because he's fucking like 90 years old, dude. He's committed. It seems like it's a team collaboration. Like, obviously you've got the people who work on the AI voice. You've got James Earl Jones. He's probably imitating like Hayden's performance. I assume because Hayden's in the suit, Hayden's performing on set. We need a scene where Obi-Wan like damages the mask, or like the mask comes off and we get to see Hayden in the mask. And we hear him and Obi-Wan actually talk without the mask on. Because we kind of had that in Rebels with Matt Lanter, but I want to see like a scene between Ewan and Hayden like properly, instead of just him being in the suit. So is Fortress Inquisitorius the same fortress that was in, or base that was in Jedi Fallen Order? Like, Jedi Fallen Order is like 5 years after Revenge of the Sith, so maybe the Inquisitors are a bit more smaller scale compared to how they are now. So this is 10 years after, right? Revenge of the Sith. Which lines up with Jedi Fallen Survivor, or no, it's just Jedi Survivor, isn't it? Yeah, with the sequel of Jedi Fallen Order. Cal could appear in this show. I hope he does. I mean, why would you get Cameron Monaghan if you weren't going to involve him in like the movies or shows? It wouldn't make sense to me. I do like how, yet again, it kind of compared to Jedi Fallen Order, Obi-Wan holding back like the water, similar to what Vader did in Fallen Order. However, Vader did it in a more badass way, because Vader was literally holding back the water. The water was coming towards him and he just held it back, while Obi-Wan just kind of held the glass, make sure the glass didn't break, and then he directed the water towards the other side of the hallway, which is pretty cool. I like how we got another hallway Jedi scene. It's pretty cool. And I also love how the lightsaber looks. It just looks so much more practical to how it did in the prequel trilogy. You can see it just illuminating off the walls of the set and stuff, and off Obi-Wan's face, instead of it being basically a CGI saber. It glows on set, and then they just, you know, do post-production on it, and they do digital effects on it to make it look more like a lightsaber. Why the fuck am I doing this? It just looks wrong. It feels like it's bigger. I need to stop doing that, but it looks bigger. Because in the prequels, didn't they just use, like, metal poles? I think they did, right? And then, like, the original trilogy, didn't they use, like, these weird, like, makeshift lamps or something like that? That's why, like, the duel in A New Hope between Obi-Wan and Vader is a bit slow, because they couldn't move too much without breaking the equipment. Because there's certain shots in A New Hope where, like, the saber's like facing the camera like that, directly on, and you can see how thin it is. I do find it weird that there's no dismemberment though. Like, we had some dismemberment last episode where the guy got like basically got cut in half by that like gate. But where the fuck is the proper dismemberment? Like, you hit a stormtrooper's arm with a lightsaber, it's coming off. But instead, Obi-Wan's just doing slashes and deflecting blasters. However, I just don't understand how the stormtroopers still managed to miss. He literally has his back to them, and the shots go around him. Like, how? But it's just cliche at this point for the stormtroopers to keep on missing. Unless Obi-Wan's using the Force to manipulate the blaster shots. I find it weird that they used the Hoth speeders from Empire Strikes Back in this episode. Because aren't they called like the snow speeders or something like that? Why would you use them on a water planet? And I do find it weird that Reva basically threw them explosives, but they didn't explode before hitting the speeder. Like, considering how much they were rattling about, and the fact that I think like the crate literally did like a 360 no-scope and went upside down like 50 times, so the explosives should have fell out, but they didn't. I also enjoy the parallel that Fortress Inquisitorius is on a water planet while Fortress Vader is on a lava planet. Even though Mustafar isn't technically meant to be a lava planet, right? Like, by episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, it starts to heal itself over time. I don't know the history of Mustafar. I think it was like just mined and the planet just started breaking down over time. Also, if you're waiting for Miss Marvel, that will probably be out tomorrow, just because of the fact that I'm busy in the day to react and edit both episodes, you know, so I can only really get one out. But when Obi-Wan finishes, Miss Marvel will take Obi-Wan's place, and it will be out on Wednesday, or late Wednesday, pretty much. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.